I wasn't going to wow them with my power or my knowledge. It was more about trying to use influence and trying to model the behaviors that I wanted. You can repurpose the sport experience to teach character. The athletic department of Florida is no joke. They put resources into every single sport, and they have expectations that every single sport will be successful. In Florida, the first year, we didn't have a team. We were just putting everything together. That was exhausting. I'm glad I did that once. I would never do that again. The year gave me an opportunity to really focus on building the team instead of getting dropped into an already existing program. The cooperation that I received from all of the other teams forced me to create really good relationships with all the other coaches. That sort of set the tone for me to get connected to every single program, every sports program on campus. Not to mention all the academic program. Big thing at Florida was person greater than player. I wanted the players to feel we were invested in them as people first, and we knew that playing was what they did, but it wasn't who they were. Understanding that they're people who play a sport that they love, and it's my job to help them progress in their sport, but it's also my job to help them progress as people. We tried to play a really aggressive schedule right from the start. It was just not being afraid to put yourself out there because you knew in the end it was making you better. You could just see things in training where it was a very competitive training session. People were pushing each other, but then once they walked off the field, there was just a whole different vibe of we're here to make each other better. How do you take that intra-team competition and make that healthy and positive? Some of those early teams bought into the battle of training to make each other better. Everybody has different ways of creating their own balance. I just need something that's not soccer. I learned just as much from these young coaches as I do from someone that's got 30 years experience. As coaches, we do get a lot of feedback too, and whether or not we accept that feedback is up to us. Every time you play, our feedback sessions of how well did I teach during the week in terms of playing against a live opponent. When somebody doesn't do a good job with an activity, it could be it's a bad activity. It could be that you haven't explained the activity well. It could be that it's just stretching them and it needs to look bad before it looks better. As coaches, we should really work hard to pay attention to that feedback more instead of just putting it on someone else. Trying to find a staff that completes you, fills gaps that you might not be able to do as well as somebody else, but then willing to give the autonomy to those people in those roles and not feeling like you're having to micromanage it or feel insecure about it because you're not as good at it as maybe the person you hired. I would never want to feel like I was hanging on to a job because of the pay, status, because I don't think that would be fair to the people who are involved in the program at that particular time. There really is no playbook for retiring in a way that serves your alumni, your school, your current team, the parents of your players. Change always produces a little bit of anxiety in most people. Everyone is going to think, how does this affect me? I was really lucky in my coaching journey because I had really good people around me every step of the way. I hope that I can help prepare the next generation of coaches to have more information than maybe I did when I started, and also to have somebody there that can help you through the process when you need it. When you're dealing with a player, you are affecting that player and your whole team. But when you're dealing with a coach, hopefully you're affecting their whole team. In some ways, you can even have a bigger reach by helping out with coaches than you can with players.